Welcome back to Go With Us, and this is everything you really need to know this week in Pokemon Go, running from the 12th of January all the way until the 19th. Let's get straight into our calendar now, and it's a little bit more of a quieter week, but let's kick off with our Adventure Sync rewards. Every Monday morning at 9 a.m., those Adventure Sync rewards will be awarded. If you walk 5 kilometers, you're going to get 20 Pokeballs. If you walk 25 kilometers, you're going to get 25 Pokeballs plus 10 Great Balls, as well as 3,000 Stardust. If you do have an egg slot open, you will get a 5-kilometer Adventure Sync egg, and if you don't have that egg slot open, you're going to get 3 rare candy and 3 silver pineapple berries. If you walk 50 kilometers, you're going to get the 20 Pokeballs, 10 Great Balls, and additional 5 Ultra Balls, as well as 10,000 Stardust. And if you do have another egg slot open, you're going to get the 10-kilometer Adventure Sync egg as well. If you don't have those egg slots open, you're going to get 5 rare candy or 5 silver pineapple berries. And if you walk 100 kilometers, you're going to get all of the above rewards, including 20,000 Stardust. Just to remind you guys what Pokemon are coming from those 5-kilometer Adventure Sync eggs. Hatching from those, we have Rillaboom, 100% Hatch IV there is going to be 567. We have Bonsley in there at 744. Turtoga at 850 CP, easy one to remember for the hundo. Skarmory in there as well at 1204, as well as Archen at 1052. I would probably say, just like we have said in previous weeks, Riolu is definitely going to be your best pick here. Riolu can go into Lucario and eventually Mega Lucario, which is currently the best fighting type Mega Pokemon in the game right now. A brilliant Pokemon, and even as regular Lucario, it actually performs very well as a raid attacker, but also don't forget it has been leaked that Mega Lucario X and Mega Lucario Y will be coming to Pokemon Go in the foreseeable future, so you want to get almost 2 or 3 hundos here if you can. Hatching from those 10-kilometer Adventure Sync eggs, we're going to see Dreepy. That 100% IV off the hatch is going to be 438. Beldum's in there at 558. Drampaw's in there at 1665. Turtonator's in there at 1270, and we also have Gibble in there. That hundo CP is going to be 635 off the hatch. Definitely Beldum and Gibble are going to be your best picks here. It's actually a really good egg pool. Beldum, of course, can go into Mega Metagross, and as we know, one of the best Steel and Psychic type attackers in the entire game, and probably will be for the foreseeable future. And the same goes for Gibble going into Mega Garchomp, one of the best Megas out there right now, one of the best Dragon type attackers, and also one of the best Ground type attackers. You will need Earth Power to make this an optimal Ground type attacker, which will require an Elite Charge TM. Let's get straight back to our calendar now, and that's not the only thing going down on Monday. Do not forget about the Max Monday, which is going to be featuring Dynamax Caterpie. This is probably the weakest Max Monday we've seen for some time. Of course, Dynamax Caterpie can go into Dynamax Butterfree. If you do not have the Gmax Butterfree, this could be a solid option to go after. However, with some time, there are just better Pokemon to use as a bug type attacker, for example. So honestly, unless you really want that shiny Dynamax Caterpie, this could probably be a skip. Back to our calendar again, and on Tuesday the 13th, it looks like we have our first event of the week, which is going to be called the High Zaptitude event. What I'm actually going to do before I detail this, we've done a full breakdown of this video, tips, everything you really need to know. We will leave it as a card, and we will leave it as the end screen as well. Please watch that. Very underrated event, and let me go through some of the details to show you why now. First and foremost, we have a new Pokemon Go debut, which is going to be Wattrel, a flying and electric type Pokemon originally found on the shores of the Paldea region in Generation 9. Wattrel can evolve into Kilowattrel using 50 candy, and if we have a look at Kilowattrel's base stats, it has a max CP of 2762, an attack value of 221, a defense of 132, and a stamina of 172. So this Pokemon is very much going to be a glass cannon. The speed of this Pokemon really translated a lot better in the main series games. However, as we know in Pokemon Go, speed is not really a factor, so its attack value is pretty strong. But overall, I don't think this Pokemon is going to be a very good raid attacker, just simply because it doesn't have the bulk, it can't hit hard enough, and even in PvP, it may have some play, but I don't have the highest hopes for this Pokemon. Its fast attacks are going to be Thunder Shock and Air Slash. Its charge moves are going to be Aerial Ace, Thunderbolt, as well as Acrobatics. The other great thing here is that Shiny Tadbulb will be available, and it will have an increased shiny chance to be hatched from 2-kilometer eggs. That Shiny Tadbulb goes into Belly Bolt, which is a very, very good Pokemon and a brilliant shiny as well. In terms of the bonuses, it looks like there's going to be a global challenge for all trainers where we're going to have to progress through certain tasks, and once we reach those milestones, certain bonuses will unlock. So at level 1, it is going to be 2 times catch XP for catching Pokemon. At level 2, it's going to be 2 times Stardust for catching the Pokemon, but it doesn't end there, because Wattrel will be able to be found in the wild as well as in field research, which is very sick. And at level 3, it's going to be 2 times XP for hatching Pokemon, as well as 2 times the Stardust for hatching Pokemon. These are incredible bonuses, and especially that they are stacking all into one event. Remember to throw those excellent throws on a lucky egg. Every single excellent throw, you're going to be landing about 4,000 XP per catch. If you're on your way to level 80, a brilliant opportunity to try and go after that. The same goes for Stardust. Because of the 2x Stardust bonus with the star piece running, remember it doesn't double the Stardust, but it times it by 1.5 times. So if you caught just one regular Pokemon, instead of getting 1,000 Stardust, you're now going to get 300 Stardust per catch with that star piece running. But the biggest Stardust gain of all here, undoubtedly, is to hatch Pokemon specifically on a star piece. I would strongly recommend going in with 12 kilometer eggs. As soon as that third milestone is reached for the 2x hatch Stardust, throw on a star piece, hatch those 12 kilometer eggs. I actually have a whole batch ready to go, because normally you would get about 70 to 100,000 Stardust. But during this event, once that milestone is unlocked, we're going to be, guys, we're talking 150,000 Stardust or one egg hatch batch. That's, to be honest, that's pretty broken. Let's move on to the spawns very quickly. Spawning in the wild, we have Chinchou, Helioptile, Tadbulb with a shiny increase, as well as rare spawns for Shinx. Speaking of eggs earlier, we do have 2 kilometer egg hatches here. We can hatch Pichu, Elekid, Toxel, as well as Tadbulb. And field research as well, we're gonna have Wattrel eventually when we unlock the tier 2. That 100% IV is gonna be 354. We have Chinchou in there at 479, Helioptile in there at 399, Tadbulb in there at 390, as well as Shinx at 375 for your guaranteed hundo. And there will be timed research awarding us 1 incubator, 1 super incubator, more encounters with Tadbulb, and more. Again, please check out the end screen. We've detailed the entirety of this event. You don't want to miss that video. It's actually a really good event. And if we go back to our calendar, again, that's not the only thing going down. On Tuesday the 13th, do not forget about the Spotlight Hour, and that featured Pokemon is going to be Mareep with a featured bonus of 2x evolution XP. So there's 2 ways you could actually take advantage of this. The first comes with the High Zaptitude event, because it's going to be 2x catch XP once that first tier unlocks, which means you could really concentrate on throwing excellent throws on this Mareep Spotlight Hour, because it's a very easy excellent throw to get 4,000 XP per catch. However, if you didn't want to do that and you have a lot of Pokemon that you want to evolve in this hour, because it's going to be 2x evolution XP, you could potentially go for the evolutions, and you would also get 4,000 XP per evolution on a lucky egg as well. So take your pick however you want to approach the Spotlight Hour. It's a really good hour, especially if you need XP. As we all know as well, Mareep can go into Ampharos and eventually Mega Ampharos, and right now Ampharos has taken a bit of a jump in the Great League. It's currently ranked about the 211th spot. The optimal IV set you want there is going to be a 01311, and in the Ultra League it performs even better. It's currently hovering around the 115th spot. The optimal IV set you want there is going to be a 01315. The great thing about this Pokemon now is that it's very spammy and it has a lot of fast move pressure. So generally in Go Battle League this Pokemon hasn't done that well, but it's pretty solid now. And it doesn't end there, because even as a raid attacker, Mega Ampharos is currently your second best electric type Mega behind Mega Magnetric. It's currently sitting in the 10th spot in the electric type category with Volt Switch and Zap Cannon. On the Dragon side of things though, it does take on that Dragon typing when it does Mega Evolve, and even though it does have access to something like Dragon Pulse, unfortunately with Volt Switch as this fast move, it's barely breaking into the top 50, so definitely a better electric type attacker. Just before we forget as well, and this is something we include in every single week, but just to remind you guys, all the way until the 3rd of March, your Research Breakthrough Box, which is going to be your 7th day stamp, will be live as well, and these are the following Pokemon that will come as rewards. We can see Lapras in there. That 100% CP is going to be 1131 CP. That can be shiny. We also see Galarian Mr. Mime in there at 886. We have Snorlax in there at 1382 CP for your guaranteed hundo. We have Dreepy in there at 328, Honedge at 595, as well as Sinistea at 488 CP. But what raids are going down this week? Let's kick off with those 5-star raids. And again, all the way until the 16th, it looks like Genesect with the Burn and Chill drive will be still in 5-star raids. Its base stats are actually pretty solid, as it has a max CP of 3791, an attack of 252, a defense of 199, and a stamina of 174. So overall, this attack value could throw in some good value for us, and it actually does. As a bug type attacking Pokemon with Fury Cutter and X-Scissor, it's currently in the 13th spot, which is very impressive, albeit it is very much a glass cannon of a Pokemon, and as a steel type attacker, it's not bad at all too. It's breaking into the top 20 in the 17th spot, which is very cool with Metal Claw and Magnet Bomb. shiny.com. So if you're trying to collect all those drives with the shiny forms, this could be a good collector's item. And then coming in on the 16th, replacing Genesect, is going to be Thundurus Incarnate form, which can be shiny as well as a 1 in 20 shiny rate. Unfortunately, this Pokemon is not as good as its Therian form. The reason why its Therian form gets access to an electric type move called Wild Bolt Storm, which is its speciality move, but it makes the Therian form a lot better in terms of performance, just simply because that attack value goes a lot higher. So guys, this is very much a skip, or if you do want that shiny and you're looking for that shiny collection decks, you could go after this Incarnate form too. Then let's move on to those Mega Raids very quickly, and still in Mega Raids we have Mega Blaziken. Now I did touch on this last week, and again guys, Mega Blaziken will be in raids all the way until the 16th. Let me just show you why Mega Blaziken is so good. It has a max CP of 4704 and attack value of 329, which is one of the highest in Pokemon Go, which is incredible. A defense of 168 and a stamina of 190. Let me just show you how this transfers as a raid attacker, guys. With Blast Burn in the fire type category, this makes Mega Blaziken the #1 fire type attacker in the entire game. Remember, you will need an elite charge TM to get Blast Burn on Blaziken and then eventually Mega Evolve it, but please go after Mega Blaziken. It is incredibly good, even as a fighting type attacker as well. It's the second best in the game, guys, just behind that Mega Lucario we mentioned earlier with Counter and Aura Sphere. Especially getting the energy for this Pokemon too. You could even walk it once you have Mega Evolved it once to get the Mega Energy if the raids do run out and you don't have a lot of time. Believe me when I say you want to build a 98 or Hundo Mega Blaziken. Then it doesn't end there for Mega Raids. It's an incredibly important week for Mega Raids because at 10 AM on the 16th, just like it was for the Thundurus coming in, we will have Mega Sceptile replacing Mega Blaziken at 10 AM on the 16th. Again, Mega Sceptile is the #1 grass type attacker in the entire game. Again, with Frenzy Plant, you will need an elite charge CM for this Pokemon, but let me just say, this is such a good Pokemon to use because it does take on that dragon typing as well. So in these raids, because of dragon, it actually takes on a lot more resistances, especially when you're raiding against something like water types, for example. It's a brilliant Pokemon to go after, and even as a dragon type attacker with Fury Cutter and Breaking Swipe, it's breaking to the top 20, currently sitting around the 17th spot. Guys, these are two megas that are unmissable. You really need to raid these Pokemon as hard as possible. Try and get that 98 or Hundo, and if you don't, remember to trade with best friends, because that is going to be your best way at getting that Hundo, and you may even get a lucky, and when you get a lucky, it's a 1 in 64 chance to get that Hundo too. Guys, Mega Raid those Pokemon. It doesn't end there for raids, because do not forget about our Shadow Raids for the whole month of January. In 5-star Shadow Raids, we will see Shadow Cresselia in there. That is coming at a 1 in 20 shiny rate as well, and that shiny Shadow is absolutely brilliant. However, Cresselia as well as Shadow Cresselia aren't the best raid attacking Pokemon at all. In fact, it's actually in the Ultra League where both of these forms, the Shadow as well as the regular, I believe the regular actually performs even better right now, but that's probably going to be your best placement to use the Shadow Cresselia. So if you are a PvPer and you're looking for some certain IV stats, this Shadow Cresselia will be available for the entire month of January, so don't forget that too. Then let's head back to our calendar again, and the only thing we really need to worry about on Wednesday the 14th is going to be that raid hour again for the Burn and Shock Drive Genesect. We will bring up these base stats again for you. We know we just showed them to you a couple minutes ago, and it's actually one of the legendaries that's the easiest to solo because it does share a double weakness to fire type Pokemon. So we're just talking about that Mega Blaziken. If you do have some very good fire counters, all up between kind of level 40 and 50, you should be able to solo this Pokemon relatively easy. That High Zaptitude event will be carrying us through the week, but it doesn't end there because there is one more event on this week, which I think is very important for more than one reason, which is going to be our January Community Day, not the classic of Piplup, but of Grookey, which is finally the Galarian starters are getting their community days, and Grookey is first up. It's going to be taking place on Sunday, January 18th from 2 to 5 p.m. local time, so a 3-hour time frame. There's going to be increased spawns of Grookey all over your map. It's going to be 3 times catch Stardust, which means every single Grookey you would catch on this day without using a star piece, you're going to get 300 Stardust. Once you use that star piece, you're going to be getting 450 Stardust per catch. These are the Stardust days you have to take advantage of, and it doesn't end there as well. Please remember to catch all the Pokemon in your stack tasks. Things like the Combeats, things like the Sableyes, Audino if you do have them. Guys, if you catch all of these Pokemon with that star piece running in this 3-hour time frame, blow through these evolutions, we're talking over 3,000 Stardust per catch. Remember to catch your stack tasks. 3 hour incenses, 1 hour lure modules, 2 times catch candy, 2 times the chance to receive XL candy for catching Pokemon, 1 additional special trade on this day, which takes us to a total of 3 special trades on this day because we're in the season of the Precious Paths right now, and that grants us 2 special trades outside of this event, so it's 3 special trades for this day, and trades are going to cost 50% less Stardust, which is amazing. When you evolve Thwackey into Rillaboom on this day, you will be able to get the legacy move of Frenzy Plant, which is going to do 100 power in gyms and raids, as well as 100 power in trainer battles. It's a very, very good move, and it doesn't end there. It looks like Rillaboom will be getting 1 more move added to its move pool, which is going to be called Drum Beating. In trainer battles, it's going to do 60 power, and it's going to lower the opposing Pokemon's attack by 1 stage, and in gyms and raids, it's going to do 115 power. So it's actually a little bit more powerful than Frenzy Plant in raids, but in PvP, unfortunately, Rillaboom isn't ranked that well in the Great League or Ultra League right now at all. But with this move, it could make a little bit of a difference, so let's see what happens with Drum Beating. There will be Pokestop showcases featuring XXL Grookey as well as XXL Rillaboom. Remember to enter those for some premium rewards, and you can also chip away at that Platinum Showcase medal, which requires you to win 100 showcases. You can catch 3 Grookey for their following rewards. You can get a Grookey encounter. That 100% CP is going to be 465. You can get 5 Great Balls, 2 Ultra Balls, 2 Pineapple Berries, as well as 500 Stardust, and that Stardust actually will multiply with a star piece as well, so don't forget that. But if you do want the special background research, and there's going to be 3 different tasks on this specific day, which will reward you a Grookey encounter with the special background. That is going to be win a 5-star raid or higher, trade a Pokemon, as well as complete a party challenge. If you do want to purchase the Grookey Community Day ticket for a total cost of $2, that's going to upgrade your experience, but their main rewards here is that you're pretty much going to get like another 10 Grookey encounters, Thwackey encounter, Rillaboom encounter. You'll be getting 60 Ultra Balls, 1 Rocket Radar, and 1 Premium Battle Pass. To be honest, for $2, that's actually a very, very good ticket. I know we just mentioned it in the bonuses, but guys, trading those Pokemon, specifically those 3 special trades, can be incredibly valuable. We're going to leave some results on screen right now. We've seen some incredible results from trading Pokemon, specifically when it comes to these special trades. We've got a shiny 100% Gibble at the time. There's so many, and again, you can see them on screen right now. Do not sleep on that. As we said earlier, we've done a full breakdown of that High Zaptitude event, which we will be able to leave as our end screen right now. Please check it out. Guys, we've stacked this week for you, as we really do. We drop these episodes every single Sunday. Please smash that like and subscribe button. We would really, really appreciate your support. We need to make 2026 as big as possible, and we can only do it with you guys. So guys, love your support. Please go with us, and we'll catch you in the next one, baby.